Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your NXT versus AEW versus MLW versus Ring of Honor versus NWA Power results for the week of December the 11th, 2019. We start off with the MLW Opera Cup results. Dark match, you had Chris Calloway versus Dr. Dax. Calloway, 200 pounds, attempted some offense, but the 300-pound Dax was too much from the start. Dax hit him with a choke slam for the pinfall. TJP versus Brian Pillman Jr. TJP missed his finish, and Pillman hit his modified neck breaker for the win, advancing in the tournament. Davey Boy Smith Jr. versus Low Key. Low Key hit an innovative submission maneuver, but Smith rolled him up for the win, advancing in the tournament. And both competitors hugged after the match. Timothy Thatcher versus Richard Holiday. Thatcher hits an armbar out of nowhere, forcing Holiday to quickly tap, advancing in the tournament. MLW returns to New York City on July 16th, probably for the next pay-per-view. MJF versus Alex Hammerstone. MJF teases a crossroads, but Hammerstone avoids it and hits a sit-out powerbomb for the win, advancing in the tournament. Holiday with AirPods tries to make peace. MJF offers a handshake and Hammerstone accepts. MJF then drops him to the floor to the delight of the crowd. Exhibition match, Filthy Tom Lawler versus Rip Von Erich, I guess. Rip tries to claw, but Lawler blocked with a sleeper. Rip is unresponsive, giving Lawler the win. Following the match, Lawler calls the announcer Joe Rogan. He says he's undefeated against the Von Erichs and remain undefeated. Calls the fans scumbag city slickers and said they will chant Filthy Tom and not the Von Erich name. The Von Erichs arrive, but the Spirit Squad comes out and beats down on them. Lawler and the Spirit Squad. Santal. MLW World Middleweight Championship. Myron Reed, a champion, versus L. Lindemann. Reed hit a running ace crusher from the outside and a top rope splash for the win, as Reed retains. Injustice promo outside the building, saying they don't care about New York City. They say Big E from the New Day is corny. They hand out Big L's Injustice. They are back inside, stating that they should be celebrating Reed holding the championship. They said the guys in the back don't like them, and they have merchandise, but it's not showcased with the other talent. Injustice is upset. They are in our Opera Cup. They aren't going anywhere and start bringing chairs into the ring. King Mo comes out and confronts Injustice. He won't accept their handshakes, and they are about to attack Mo. ACH comes out to help him, recently released from WWE. He and Mo shake hands, and Injustice exits the ring. King Mo and ACH versus Injustice. Their names are Cody Brazil and Jordan Oliver. Injustice then gets double speared by Mo. ACH tags back in and runs wild as Mo looks tired. Mo gets back in the ring and splashes Brazil. Brazil taps to a leg lock by Mo. Semifinals of Opera Cup. Brian Pillman Jr. versus Timothy Thatcher. Pillman makes another comeback and tries to finish the bout. Thatcher ends up putting him in an armbar, but Pillman rolls him up for the win, advancing to the finals. Semifinal Opera Cup. Next match, Alexander Hammerstone with Richard Holiday in his corner versus Davey Boy Smith Jr. Hammerstone gets out of it, accidentally kicks Holiday, and Davey Boy lands the top rope drop for the win, advancing towards the finals. Tom Lawler promo. He says the fans in New York live in an S-hole, and he hates the Von Erich chant. Spirit Squad comes out in MMA gear, signifying that they are Team Filthy. Spirit Filthy Squad, Kenny and Mikey, versus Marshall and Ross Von Erich. Big brawl to start, and a double drop kick by Von Erichs. Kenny and Mikey take control, but the match ends up with Von Erichs standing tall following a choke slam claw combination. Following the bout, Rip Von Erich attacks them, but they easily get rid of him. Prince of Darkness match, Jimmy Havoc versus Mance Warner. Havoc distracts the ref, and Priscilla Kelly comes out to attack Mance. Havoc then lariats Mance, pinning him for the win. New York City Street Fight, Gino Medina versus Savio Vega. Dynasty comes out to distract him, and Medina low blows him. Medina hits the Trouble in Paradise for the win. Contra unit of Jacob Fatu, a champion, Akira Kwan, and Simon Gotch versus Strong Hearts of Sema, El Lindemann, and Shigehiro Irie. How it's spelled. Fatu starts hitting dives from the ring, but Strong Hearts team up on him. They all chop Fatu, but he backs them all the way. Sema hits the top rope stomp. Irie gets double knees to the back, and Lindemann German suplexes him for a near fall. Fatu ends up hitting Sema with a small drop before hitting him with a top rope moonsault for the win. And the finals of the Opera Cup, Davey Boy Smith Jr. versus Byron Pillman Jr. Davey hits a jumping tombstone power driver and a top rope headbutt for a 2 count. He then hits a power bomb for another 2 count and applies a crossface. Pillman tries the roll up, fails, and the crossface is applied. Again, Pillman taps, and Davey Boy Smith Jr. wins the bout and the Opera Cup. Davey Boy poises with a trophy as he and Pillman embrace to close out the event. MLW Fusion episode number 83 can be found in this link. Major League Wrestling has let go of one more controversial figures in wrestling. In a one-line statement, the company announced that they have released Teddy Hart. And this was done on Saturday. Stay tuned for more results about Teddy Hart. He makes a surprise appearance on one of these programs later on in this video. As MLW has come to terms on the release of Teddy Hart, and the statement reads, the former MLW World Middleweight and Tag Team Champion started with the company in 2004 and was part of the relaunch in 2017. His last bout with the promotion was on No Room Nights when he lost the middleweight title. While he hasn't been wrestling for MLW for a while, Hart has been releasing YouTube videos with his girlfriend Maria Manick, documenting their lives on the road. Hart recently attended an NXT event where he sat with his cat in the crowd. Well, he had a bag, and one of the fans said he had 2 cats with him. There was a picture taken, and you'll see it later on in the video. MLW announced that they are returning to Chicago and has rescheduled the event that was previously scheduled there to April 18th. It is called Intimidation Games. Will be at the Cicero Stadium, same place it was the last time. Original date for the event was February 29th. All current ticket holders will have their tickets honored for the new date. While MLW hasn't announced a card yet, they did announce that the following stars are scheduled for the show. World Heavyweight Champion Jacob Fatu and Contra Unit. Pussy Tom Lawler, World Tag Team Champions Von Erichs, David Boy Smith Jr., Brian Pillman Jr., Selena De La Renta, Low Key, The Dynasty, Mance Warner, Conan, and Injustice. AEW at State Farm surprised a fan named Justin at his job earlier this week while the company was in Champaign, Illinois for last week's Dynamite episode. Justin is a member of the AEW Elite Fleet, and here's a video of it. New AEW Superfan salute video featuring Justin's big surprise at work with Cody and Brandy Rhodes. Ring of Honor episode number 428 can be found in this link. I think it's just a highlight video. And it had Kenny King versus Eli Isom versus PJ Black versus Ultimo Guerrero. If you're not familiar with Justin Gabriel, that's PJ Black. AEW has announced details on the first 2 Dynamite episodes for the month of February. It was announced that Dynamite debut for the state of Alabama will be held February 5th from the Von Braun Center in Huntsville, Alabama. In Reed, invented by Teeds, AEW will head to Austin, Texas for their debut in that city February 12th from HEB Center at Cedar Park. Tickets for both shows go on sale this Friday, December 13th, and will start at $20. Stars featured on the graphic for the Huntsville include AEW World Champion Chris Jericho, Jon Moxley, the Young Bucks, and Britt Baker. Stars featured on the graphic for Austin are Jericho, Moxley, Baker, Dustin Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes. Stay tuned for updates on AEW schedule and AEW jokes about WWE's This Is Not a Sprint, This Is a Marathon, Being Elite, Recap 182 at this link. AEW has officially announced 2 additions to the women's division. They have Big Swole and Chris Statlander have signed with the company. And Chris did double duty later on the show. AEW Dark for next week and this week's show. Swole, who was married to WWE's Cedric Alexander, made her AEW debut back at All Out in late August. Competing in a Casino Battle Royal on the pre-show, she has worked several AEW Dark tapings since then. She lost to Nia Jax during a 2016 WWE Raw match and later competed in the 2018 Mae Young Classic, losing in the first round to Zeuxis. Statlander, who has made her pro debut in 2017, first appeared for AEW during the Dark tapings on November 13th. Statlander has made 2 Dynamite appearances since then and defeated Hikaru Shida last week. She also worked a WWE SmackDown match back in April of this year, losing a tag team squash to then WWE Women's Champions, the Iconics. And you can see AEW's tweets at this link. Welcome to the team. At Small World is hashtag All Elite. And AE Wrestling, welcome to the team. At Call Me Chris Stat at this link is hashtag AE All Elite. The results from last night's Impact No Surrender event from over the weekend in Dayton, Ohio. Trey Miguel defeated Logan James and Tyler Mannix. Rosemary defeated Madison Rain. Rhino defeated Jeremiah. And then Rhino defeated Clayton Gaines. Michael Elgin defeated Larry D. Dave, Chris, and Jake Chris defeated the Rascals. And the Dead Hit Squad. Must have been a triple threat tag team match. Madman Fulton defeated Willie Mack and AC Romero and Crash Jackson and Brian Cage. 1, 2, 3. Fatal 4-way. Jessica Havoc defeated Tanya Valkyrie by disqualification. Valkyrie retains the Knockout Championship. Eddie Edwards defeated Ace Austin. In your main event, Sami Callihan defeated Rich Swann to retain the Impact World Championship. This Saturday fight will offer NWA Into the Fire via live feed on pay-per-view worldwide. The main event will be Nick Aldis versus Tim Storm in a 2-out-of-3 falls match for the Heavyweight Championship. Within 3 hours, the live seats for the event sold out, but Fight will be streaming the event live HD pay-per-view streams to mobile, online, OTT, and IT connected devices for only $24.99. It appears that the feud between these 2 guys is not over. The WWE posted a video of Grimes attacking Kushida at the WWE Performance Center. At this link, Grimes pushed him against the lockers, stating Kushida wouldn't embarrass him. It is unknown yet if the 2 will have a rematch on this week's NXT or at a future show. But I believe that Kushida did show up during the show itself. For next week's AEW Dark, Bea Priestley faces Chris Statlander. Just spoiler. At AE Wrestling Comments, just signed for hashtag AEW Dark tonight in Garland, Texas. At Bea Priestley versus the newly signed at Call Me Chris Stat. AEW announced this week that they will return to Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo C2E2, which takes place from February 28th to March 1st. There's your full month of February event and beginning March. At McCormick Place Wrestling Inc., managing editor Nick Hausman noted on a weekly podcast yesterday that he has heard some talk of AEW holding an event February 29th, leap year 2020, at the Wintrust Arena in conjunction with C2E2. It was speculated by Hausman that the event would be a BR live show, similar to Fighter Fest, and not one of AEW's Big 4 pay-per-views. And who was backstage for AEW Dynamite, formerly from WB, Miss Peggy Guerrero. Excuse me. It's not known if she will appear on camera But if she is just fitting, you can check out a photo, 2 photos at this link, both links. And she was also did the AEW Dark matches. Before the show got started, AEW World Tag Team Champions SCU, Frank Kazarian and Scorpio Sky defeated Private Party, Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy, as Vicky Guerrero was out to do guest commentary for next week's AEW Dark at this link. Bea Priestley versus Chris Statlander, along with the Best Friends, and Orange Cassidy versus PAC and TH2, Jack Evans and Angelico, was also announced for next week's AEW Dark. NXT episode opens up with a video package showing highlights from last week. NXT champion Adam Cole is in the production area. He says tonight's triple threat is the stupidest thing you ever heard of. He says Finn Balor, Keith Lee, and Tommaso Ciampa have nothing to do to deserve a title shot, and he hopes that they all destroy each other. Cole goes on and says he's on the run of a lifetime. That is nowhere near finished. We're live from NXT Arena, Full Sail University in Winter Park, Florida. As Mauro Ranallo welcomes us, he's joined by Nigel McGuinness and Hall of Famer Beth Phoenix. NXT Cruiserweight title match up first. Angel Garza versus Leo Rush. We go right to the ring for tonight's opener as Angel Garza makes his way out. NXT Cruiserweight champion Leo Rush is out next as Garza taunts him from the ring. Former ring introduction from Alicia Taylor as Garza and Rush stare each other down. Rush attacks Garza during the introductions. Referee pulls him back. Garza laughs at Rush and fans the dueling chants. The bell rings and they start brawling. Garza with a quick roll up. The furious brawl continues as Rush also goes for a quick pin attempt. They tumble out to the floor and keep brawling. Rush sends Garza back into the steel ring steps. Fans chant louder for Garza. Rush kicks at Garza from the apron, but Garza yanks him off, sending him face first into the edge of the apron. Garza brings him back into the ring for a 2 count. Garza wastes some time and Rush tackles him. Rush pounds on Garza and lands a kick. Garza dodges the come up and nails a basement drop kick for a 2 count. Garza traps Rush in the corner and slaps him around as fans are dueling chants. Garza with a big super kick to the face for a 2 count. They trade aggressive strikes. Garza tells Rush to hit him harder. The brawl continues. Rush goes to leapfrog, but Garza launches him throat first into the top rope. Rush lands on the outside, and Garza stands tall in the ring as we go to commercial. Back to the break, Garza has Rush in a full Nelson. Rush makes it to the ropes for the escape, but Rush counters and rolls him up for a 2 count. They tangle again, and Rush nails a big takedown. More back and forth action. Garza catches Rush, and they go tumble over the top rope, but Rush hangs on and stays in the ring. Rush with a springboard moves on to Garza on the floor. Rush brings him back in the ring and kicks Garza in the head for a 2 count. More back and forth again. Garza counters to come up and drops Rush with the same move for a 2 count. Rush comes right back and drops Garza for a 2 count of his own. Rush goes to the top, but Garza nails an enziguri. Garza climbs up, but Rush moves him off. Garza lands on his feet, runs back up for the big super Spanish fly for a close 2 count. Fan chant, holy crap. They trade punches and slaps on their knees in the middle of the ring. Garza goes to the charge, but Rush kicks him. Garza comes back with a super kick, and they both fall down as the fans cheer them on, as well as the NXT chants. Rush fights off of a wing clipper. Rush counters and hits a wing clipper of his own for a 2 count. Rush beats Garza down, but misses a kick. Rush slides out of an electric chair and nails a come up for a close 2 count. Rush goes back to the top, hits the final hour. Garza crawls to the floor, but Rush grabs him. Garza's pants come off, as they do every week, and the fans pop. Garza makes it to the floor. Rush goes up top for the final hour again to the floor, but Garza gets his knees up. Garza brings him back in the ring for the wing clipper, but Rush barely kicks out. Garza goes right into a submission with a reverse full Nelson. Referee calls the match as Rush goes out. Tap out. Referee stoppage and winner and new champion Angel Garza. After the match, Garza celebrates as the crowd goes wild. We go to replays. Fan chat, you deserve it, as Garza continues his celebration. Announces lead us to a promo for next week's title match between Rhea Ripley and NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler. Focusing on the champion, we see Cameron Grimes backstage warming up back to commercial. Back from the break, we get a hype for tonight's main event. Announcer sent us to a video of Finn Balor complaining about having to compete with Tommaso Ciampa and Keith Lee. We get a video of Angel Garza speaking to the crowd during a commercial break. He brought his girlfriend into the ring and proposed to her. She accepted, and the crowd went wild. I'll show you a picture of that after the results. Cameron Grimes versus Raul Mendoza. We go to the ring. Raul Mendoza was out first, and we see recent happening between the two, as well as Kushida. Grimes makes his way out now. The bell rings, and Mendoza attacks the start. Mendoza unloads it, and Grimes goes to the floor for a breather. Mendoza goes up top, leaps out with a corkscrew for a pop. Mendoza brings it back in, but misses a shot from up top. Grimes collides in midair and takes him down. Kushida appears at ringside, taunting Grimes as fans chant his name. Doesn't get involved, but Mendoza and Grimes continue to go at it. Fan chant for Kushida to take Grimes' hat, and he walks up the ring steps. Mendoza pins Grimes out of nowhere for the pin and the win. After the match, Mendoza celebrates and heads up the ramp himself. Kushida takes Grimes' hat as the fans pop. Grimes isn't happy. Cassie Kelly backstage talking to Mia Yim. Yim talks about how she's going to fight Dakota Kai tonight and inflict so much pain. We get a video for NXT UK superstar Travis Banks, who will give us a Worlds Collide preview next week by commercial. Jackson Riker versus Travis Banks, formerly known as Gunner from Impact Wrestling. Jackson Riker, back for the break, out comes all the Forgotten Sons, Jackson Riker with Steve Cutler and Wesley Banks. Travis Banks is out next by himself. They meet in the ring as Riker rocks Banks first. Banks strikes back and unloads. Riker sends him out of the ring. Banks with a kick from the apron. Banks runs for a suicide dive, but Riker meets him in midair with a forearm. Riker brings him back in and launches Banks into the turnbuckles. Riker unloads in the corner. Banks fights back, but Riker knocks him down. Riker with a springboard suplex. Riker slaps Banks around. Banks keeps fighting back and nails the drop kicks in the corner. Banks with a big cannonball in the corner, sending Riker face first into the turnbuckles. Almost like Snake Eyes. Banks goes to the top, but rolls through. Riker levels him with a big double axe handle. Riker with a running knee to the face. Banks is suffering from a cut on his eye. Banks comes back with kicks, and hits a slice from heaven out of the corner for the pin and the win. Winner of the match, NXT UK star Travis Banks. After the match, Banks quickly exits the ring as Cutler and Blake hit the ring. Banks hits the stage as his music hits. Still to come segment, Mia Yim versus Dakota Kai back to commercial. And that match is up next. Back for the break, out comes Mia Yim. Dakota Kai was out next, is still carrying Tegan Nox's knee brace. The bell rings and Yim immediately nails the dropkick. And by the way, Dakota Kai is also wearing a knee brace. Yim takes it to the corner, but Kai turns it around. Yim tosses her across the ring, more back and forth action. Yim takes out the knee and hits the base of a dropkick for a 2 count. Yep, the one with the knee brace. Yim goes on and applies a submission on the ropes. Yim with a missile drop kick. Kai turns it around with an axe kick, or some axe kicks. Kai charges, but Yim sends her out to the floor. Yim launches Kai into the steel ring steps outside the ring. Yim with a cannonball into the steps, barely hits her as she lands on top of Kai. We go to commercial, back for the break, split screen, and they're going at it. Kai with a big running boot in the corner for a close 2 count. Kai boots Yim in the face a few times as fans do a dueling chance. Yim fights back and unloads, turning it around. Yim drops Kai for a 2 count. Yim catches Kai with an overhead belly-to-belly suplex for another 2 count. Yim shows frustration. Well, she couldn't get much more than that. Kai avoids the code blue, but Yim keeps fighting. Yim then nails code blue, but Kai kicks out at 2. They tangle in the corner. Kai catches Yim and a sit-down powerbomb for a 2 count. Kai misses the running kick in the corner. Yim rocks her and nails the German suplex for another 2 count. Yim drops Kai into her knee. Kai falls out to the floor. Yim brings Kai back in the ring. Kai grabs the knee brace, but the referee stops her as Yim watches. Yim charges and runs into a kick. Kai exposes the top turnbuckle. They tangle and Kai sends Yim into the exposed turnbuckle and then rolls her up for the pin and the win. Winning the match, go to Kai. Heel style. After the match, Kai exits the ring as the music hits. Yim goes right after her and attacks, taking it to the production area and sending her face first into the wall. Yim clears 2 tables off, but Kai tries to escape. They fight into a tech area. Now, up a level over the tables, Kai nails a huge side suplex off the top level, putting Kai through one of the tables down below for a huge bump, as the other table wasn't even touched. Yum covers and stands tall as the music hits. Still to come segment, our triple threat main event. Morrow sends us a video package on Keith Lee. Back to commercial. Breeze Angle versus the Singh Brothers with their Bollywood entrance. Back for the break. Out comes Breeze Angle. Tyler Breeze and Fandango. Out next to the Singh Brothers, Samir and Sunil. Breeze Angle ends up winning a good back and forth match after Fandango brings Samir back into the ring for the top rope leg drop. This came after the Singh Brothers played the heels and took some chop shots, but Breezango turned it back around with a double team move on the floor. After the match, Breezango celebrates as we go to replays. Announces plug the WWE 24 takeover in Brooklyn for Saturday. Special on the USA Network. Takeover Brooklyn 2015 replay. Still to come. That was after NXT tonight. Still to come, number one contender will be crowned. Also, a special look at Rhea Ripley versus Baszler. Back to commercial. Back for the break, we get another preview for next week's NXT Women's title match. Kaden Carter versus Bianca Belair. We go to the ring, out comes Kaden Carter. Bianca Belair was out next. The bell rings and they have words. Belair tosses her shirt at Carter and runs her over. Belair unloads in the corner. Now as the referee backs her off. Belair misses a few shots and Carter kicks her in the head. Belair goes behind, but Carter slides out, more back and forth after a 2 count by Carter. Belair catches Carter with a backbreaker and a gutbuster. Belair taunts Carter and talks some trash while she's down. Belair with a Canadian backbreaker, rack in the middle of the ring. Carter tries to fight out, and as fans rally for her, Carter lands on her feet and hits a jawbreaker. Carter misses into the corner, and Belair responds with a shoulder thrust into the corner. Holding it, Belair shows off by lifting Carter in the middle of the ring. Belair goes on and deadlifts Carter, then spikes her into the mat. Belair takes some time covering for the pinfall and works Carter over and shows off some more. Carter slaps her in the face. Carter with another strike. Belair blocks a tornado DDT. Belair holds Carter in the air. Vertical suplex. Then slingshots her off the top to the mat for a pop. Off the top rope. Belair steps on Carter and goes for a standing moonsault, but Carter gets the knees up. Carter fights back with strikes. Belair charges, but Carter sends her to the floor through the ropes. Carter with a big kick from the apron. Carter brings it back in the ring. They tangle, and Carter misses a springboard back elbow, and Belair comes right back with a spear. Belair goes for a torture rack to the KOD for the pin and the win. Bianca Belair wins the match. And stands tall as the music plays. We go to replays. Belair swings her hair around and plays to the crowd for a mixed reaction. And now to discuss the main event before NXT champion Adam Cole makes his way out. Cole poses on the apron as his music plays. Back to commercial. Number one contender triple threat, Tommaso Ciampa versus Keith Lee versus Finn Balor. Back for the break, we get a video package of Tommaso Ciampa, which transitions into Ciampa standing backstage. He says tonight is for Goldie. Ciampa heads to the ring for tonight's main event. Keith Lee was out next. Finn Balor was out next. Winner of this match will challenge Adam Cole for the NXT title next week. We get former ring introductions from Alicia Taylor. Ciampa and Lee both rush Baylor off during the introduction. The bell rings and Balor rocks Lee. Ciampa attacks Balor. Lee drops Balor. Balor goes to the floor for a breather. Lee follows as Ciampa looks on from the ring. Balor tries to get in, but Ciampa stops him. Lee yanks Balor off the apron and slams him onto the apron. Balor lands hard on the floor. Lee sends Balor in as Balor ends up rolling Ciampa up for a 1 count. As he's distracted with Lee, Lee shots himself in, leveling his opponents. Back commercial. Back to the break. Lee drops Balor in the corner and slices Ciampa in another corner. Lee with more slices to each man in the corners. Balor drop kicks Lee in the back against Ciampa, but Lee is still up. Balor and Ciampa take turns on Lee now. Ciampa clotheslines Lee over the top rope to the floor. Balor and Ciampa unload on each other in the ring. Ciampa stops away in the corner, then the opposite corner, beating Balor down. Ciampa with a running knee to Balor's head. Lee comes to the apron, but Ciampa nails him with a a running knee. Ciampa kicks Lee as he comes back to the apron. Same with Balor. Ciampa with a double jumping DDT for the second rope for a pop. Ciampa wastes time and doesn't cover. Ciampa scoops Balor for an air raid, dropping him on top of Lee. Ciampa with a 2 count on Balor and then a 2 count on Lee. Ciampa kicks Balor out of the ring and goes back to work on Lee in the middle of the ring. Ciampa with big chop to Lee. Lee levels Ciampa with a huge left. They keep fighting. Ciampa tries to lift Lee, but can't get him up. The weight overpowers him. Lee with a big Hulk smashes and splashes, but Ciampa gets his knees up. Balor's back in the ring and nails a double stomp on Lee. Balor charges at Lee, but gets hit with a pounce. Lee keeps knocking both opponents down. Lee with a running splashes over and over on both of his opponents in the corners. Lee launches Balor into a Ciampa to take him down as the fans continue chanting for Lee. Lee with a big back drop to Ciampa. Lee sacks Ciampa on top of Balor and goes up to the top. Ciampa grabs his leg and unloads on him. Ciampa climbs up and Balor joins him on the other side of Lee. Ciampa and Balor double team Lee by slamming him to the mat as we go back to commercial. Back for the break, and Ciampa rocks Balor up top. Ciampa goes for a super air raid, but Lee puts them both on his shoulders, sending them both to the mat. Fan chant NXT, and holy crap. Lee drags Ciampa and Balor to opposite corners. Lee climbs to the second rope for a moonsault on Ciampa, but he moves out of the way. Lee blocks a fairy tale ending and hits a jackhammer to Ciampa. Lee goes for Balor, but Balor counters with a roll up for a 2 count. Lee blocks a sling blade and goes for a powerbomb, but Balor turns it into the coup de grace from up high. Fan chant NXT again. Balor sends Ciampa over the top. Balor runs the ring and leaps out to the other side, taking Lee down. Fan chant, this is awesome. Balor runs and knocks Ciampa into a barrier, knocking a few crew members back. Balor brings Ciampa back in, but misses the coup de grace. Lee runs in with a pounce to Balor. Lee turns his attention to Ciampa, who is being checked on by the referee. Ciampa avoids a Lee powerbomb, then Ciampa blocks Lee's knee. Ciampa with an air raid on Lee in the middle of the ring for a 2 count. Ciampa can't believe he kicked out. Ciampa charges, but Lee drives him to the mat. Lee goes to the second rope for the moonsault for a close 2 count. Lee goes for a sit-down powerbomb, and as soon as he nails it, Balor immediately follows up with a coup de grace from top rope for the pin and the win. New one number 1 contender for Balor as the show ends at that point. But after the match, Balor stands tall as the music hits. Go to replays, come back to Balor standing over Lee. Guns pointed out. Morrow confirms Balor versus Adam Cole for the title next week. Ripley versus Baszler is also confirmed for next Wednesday. Balor stands on top, pointing at the camera now. Adam Cole stands tall on the ramp with the NXT title as Balor talks trash from the ring. Undisputed Era joins Cole on the ramp now, all posing with their championship belts as NXT goes off the air with the Undisputed Era staring Balor down from the ramp. Well, a new NXT Cruiserweight Champion, Angel Garza, is now engaged to be married, and at this link picture. Garza defeated Leo Rush to capture the title during the opener of tonight's NXT episode on the USA Network. During the break, Garza took to the mic, pointed out his family at ringside. Garza then brought his girlfriend into the ring and proposed to her. Dropping to one knee, he pulled out a ring, and she said yes. And you can see the action from the match at this link. As Triple H congratulated Garza on Twitter and wrote, "Wow, congrats at Angel Garza WWE and hashtag and new hashtag WWE NXT." Dakota Kai suffered a laceration and needed staples to close the wound after big suplex through a table from Mia Yim on NXT episode. At WWE NXT, following her match at this link, WWE's medical team immediately tended to at Dakota_Kai. She suffered a laceration and is currently receiving staples. Stay tuned for more as I give you the NXT injury report on other updates on your SmackDown video. AEW Dynamite episode number 10, episode 10 highlight can be found on this link. And this week's AEW Dynamite results. Jon Moxley versus Alex Reynolds with John Silver. Moxley with a running knee and goes right to the paradigm shift. Cover, that'll do it. That's the fastest match in AEW history. Moxley by pinfall. as Alice Reynolds just basically kind of ran around the ring. A jobber probably. At TDE Wrestling, TD_Wrestling, John Moxley does not work by the hour. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. Hashtag AEW on TNT. After the match, John Silver tries for a sneak attack and eats a DDT. 2. AEW World Champion Chris Jericho leaves the kids out, and out he strolls the champion with the rest of the inner circle to the ring. Jericho says he's just here to talk. He recalls their long history, talks about Moxley coming to him with your leather jacket and bowl cut hair. Jericho says then they became enemies, but Moxley became a star. Jericho says he navigated Moxley to AEW. Jericho didn't forget Moxley taking him out at Double or Nothing, but it showed him that Moxley still has a chip on his shoulder and is still a winner. Jericho says once again Moxley needs him. Crowd boos that, and he tells the crowd to shut up. Jericho says, what if the Inner Circle and Moxley join forces? He asks Moxley to join the group and brings out an Inner Circle shirt. Crowd isn't for that move. Jericho says he wants Moxley to give it some thought. Talk with your lovely wife. And the Inner Circle will be waiting for his answer. The champ continues that they could take over AEW. If Moxley wants that, Jericho puts the shirt on Moxley's shoulder and backs away. Moxley looks to be considering it, but doesn't give away much either way. A video shown for the Young Bucks versus Santana and Ortiz to hype tonight's Texas Street Fight match. Winner of the match will face AEW World Tag Team Champions ACU on next week's Dynamite. Next match, you got Cody and QT Marshall versus the Butcher and the Blade with the Bunny. MJF with a picture-in-picture promo as Cody and QT make their way to the ring. MJF wishes Cody all luck tonight in his usual sarcastic nature. QT and Blade start things off, but Cody gets in there instead. Cody with a dropkick, then lands a bunch of punches to the face in the corner. Blade with a shoulder tackle. Cody returns with a spinning power slam. Cover only gets a 1 count. Butcher tags in. QT now wants to get in there. Crowd with Cody's partner chant. QT lands a slap. Bunny grabs his foot for a distraction, and QT goes out to the floor to get in her face. Blade tags in and hits the senton over the top rope and down to the floor on QT. Back in the ring, it's Cody and Blade. Cody ends up sliding out to the floor for a water break. Blade gets in his face, and Cody spits some water in his face while the referee was distracted. AEW Wrestling comments, the Butcher and the Blade showing their tag team dominance already during this match. QT tags in and goes to work on Blade. But it's short-lived offense as Blade takes over during the commercial break. QT looks to make the tag, but Butcher pulls Cody off the apron. Butcher and Blade go to work on QT. Covers for a 2 count. Butcher clobbers QT, but QT with a handspring insecurity. Crowd was surprised by that move. Blade tags in, charges in the corner. Nobody home. Cody gets the tag. Crowd goes wild as Cody kicks Blade. Clothesline, uppercut, disaster kick to Butcher. Cody with another kick to Blade. Hits the top rope for a moonsault. Covers for a 2 count. Cody with a nice cutter. Covers for another 2 count. It's a different version of the cutter. Bunny gouges Cody's eyes. You can't see anymore. QT tags himself in. Pop-up forearm. Cody is in the corner on his knee. As QT tags himself up with pop-up forearm that sends Blade out to the floor. QT with a handspring flip over the top rope and takes out both opponents. He throws Blade back in the ring. Crossroads is delivered. Cody with a suicide dive on Butcher. QT with a twisting senton, covers for a 2 count. Crowd thought that was it. Butcher drops Cody on the apron as he goes out to the floor. QT has to fight off both opponents. Blade hits the center. Lariat by Butcher. Suplex lung blower combo for the 3 count. Winners of the match, Butcher and Blade by pinfall. After the match, Darby Allin marches down to the ring as he goes past some of the opponents, kind of like shoulder blocks, kind of like Bobby Lashley did on last week's episode of Raw, which got him arrested. And got in Cody's face, who was sitting down on the floor, still attending to his eye after the match. As All In extends his hand and helps Cody up. He stares at Cody for a moment, nods, and he goes to the back. Cody has noted his usual family and friends haven't been around lately when he looks for someone to help him up. MJF hits the ring with Wardlow. He tells one of the cameraman assistants to come into the ring. MJF says he noticed him laughing last week when Cody made fun of MJF's crossroads. He tells the guy all he has to do is kiss the AEW Diamond Ring, which he does. MJF then gives him a crossroads anyways and tells the crowd he thought that looked pretty good. He calls the crowd white trash hicks. MJF says he heard Cody's business proposal and doesn't want Cody's crap or his money. MJF says he's got enough to last him a lifetime. MJF wants Cody to suffer. Instead, MJF brings up Cody calling himself knockoff Chris Jericho. AE Wrestling, kiss the ring. Comment. Nothing more than that. MJF wonders if it's the scarf. Cody called the scarf fake. But MJF says Cody embodies fake with his hair and his teeth that you could land a helicopter on. MJF makes fun of Cody's lisp. Oh, something like it has. Cody, I'm sorry. Did I offend you? MJF says, with a lisp. MJF knows Cody won't fire him because he definitely couldn't get his hands on him then. MJF then says he'll wrestle Cody, but he has some stipulations. He won't announce them tonight. He'll do it in Jacksonville on January 1st. At AE Wrestling, what I need from you, Cody, is for you to suffer. At the underscore MJF. Alex Reynolds sitting in his hotel room with the TV on his Dark Order spokesman. On it is the Dark Order spokesman. But he's talking about the hotel amenities. He then suddenly says, aren't you tired of being a jobber, Alex? He then taps on the TV and gets Reynolds' attention. He says the Dark Order has been watching him and John Silver lose a lot, and it's time to join the group. Strength in numbers. The spokesman goes back to talking about the hotel. Silver walks in and asks him, what's up? Reynolds says he isn't really sure. Big Swole versus Emi Sakura. This is Swole's debut on Dynamite. Hikaru Shida, number 1 in the rankings, is in the crowd to watch the match. Swole offers up a strength test right off the bat and easily has a strength advantage. Swole with a forearm, dropped Sakura. Delayed heel kick, covers for a 2 count. Sakura's up and whips Swole across the ring, not once but twice. Swole with a kick and then a punch to the face. Sakura drops Swole. Back rake goes into a surfboard, bending Swole backwards. At TD underscore wrestling, at Sakura underscore GTMV, rock Swole with a backbreaker. Hashtag GTMV, hashtag AEW Dynamite, hashtag AEW on TNT. Sakura takes over the match, gets the we will rock you chant going for the crowd, and hits a diving crossbody in the corner. Sakura with a tiger driver in the middle of the ring. Sakura then brings her mic stand into the match, but Rick Knox wants to take it away. Swole comes in from behind, but Sakura locks in an abdominal stretch. Knox finally takes away the mic stand. Swole tricks her for a kick. She throws a kick down and she does a split, then sings a bit into the mic. Swole then lands a big spear. Swole on the apron, kick to the head, looks for a slingshot spear, but gets caught in midair. Spinning neck breaker, twisting Vader bomb, covers for a 2 count. Sakura tries for a moonsault, nobody home. Swole with an ass kick, nope, but lands a bunch of elbow strikes. Sakura with chops and punches, but eats a big pump kick to the face, covers for a 2 count. Swole with a grip cord forearm for the 1, 2, 3. Big Swole won the match. After the match, cameras cut to Shida, who looked surprised at the win. Sakura was number 3 in the rankings. Backstage, Jen Decker talks with Pac. She wonders what message is Pac trying to send to Kenny Omega. Pac says he came to the company for one reason, opportunity. Yet since he's come here, he's only suffered injustice. Despite putting on dominating performances, he says this is his final warning. He wants a rubber match again against Omega. If they don't give it to him, he won't be held responsible for what he does next. Kip Sabian with Penelope Ford and Shawn Spears versus Kenny Omega and Hangman. Tag team. Kip Sabian and Shawn Spears with Penelope Ford in their corner versus Kenny Omega and Hangman Page. 4 singles wrestlers. I'll just leave it at that for it might spoil the match. Spears looks behind him before heading to the ring, but no Tully Blanchard to be found. Somewhere backstage, Blanchard cuts a promo, though he talks about putting together a great tag team and says Spears is going to test Sabian to see if they could become the best tag team in the world. Page and Omega start strong against Sabian in the early part of the match. Omega taking to the floor, but Page fights off both opponents. Drop kick off Spears right into a moonsault. Press on Sabian for a 2 count. At TD_Wrestling, a little double trouble for Kip and Spears from Kenny Omega Man X. Hashtag at AEW Dynamite and AEW on hashtag AEW Dynamite, AEW on TNT. Sabian and Spears working over Page during commercial break. Page able to tag Omega in, who double sledges on his opponents. Then a double drop kick into a double Cachero crusher, both out to the floor. Omega looks surprised, but Ford gets in his way. Spears attacks from behind, and Sabian gets back in there. Goes for a cover, 2 count. Crowd with a 10 chant. Sabian with a Hurricanrana. Sabian charges in. Ends up on the apron, hits an insecurity. Ford with a Hurricanrana off the apron on Page. Sabian with a swinging DDT on Omega in the ring. Covers for 2 count. At TD_Wrestling, the Penelope Ford and at the Kip Sabian taking over. Referee gets distracted by Spears. Ford with a handspring into a back elbow on Kenny. Sabian with a fisherman suplex, 2 count. Sabian looks for the Deathly Hollows and eats a knee to the face. Sabian with a kick and takes a V-trigger. Both men are down. Spears looking for a tag. Lights go out. On stage is Tully Blanchard tied up in a chair with Janela's shades on, with Joey Janela laughing behind him. Spears runs up to the stage and fights with Janela. Spears frees Blanchard, but Sabian is now without a partner. Omega with a snap jagger suplex. Omega with a big V-trigger. Page blind tags himself in for the buckshot lariat, covers for the 3 count. Omega looks a bit annoyed at first, but shrugs it off and seems to be okay with it since they got the win. Omega and Page shake hands, then celebrate a bit. Not much of a handshake, I would say. Just like that was it. Winner of the match, Kenny Omega and Hangman Page by pinfall. At AEW Wrestling, at the Brandy Rose has a mention for Chris Statlander. Victory for Brandy Rose, who asked what the women's division would look like without her. She wonders if AEW Women's World Champion Rio has gotten so small that we can't even see her now. Wondering why she hasn't defended the title recently. Brandy rips on Britt Baker, saying that she's a pathetic groupie with how much she mentions her boyfriend, Adam Cole. And she mentions the thing at NXT last week. Brandy tells Chris Statlander the offer is still on the table to join the group as Melanie Cruz enters the scene, now with a shaved head. Brandy looks to have added a new person as well, a new man, to the Nightmare Collective. But his back is to the camera, and she says not yet. AEW World Champion Chris Jericho and Jake Hager join commentary. They boot Tony Schiavone and Excalibur from the table. Sammy Guevara versus Luchasaurus. Back and forth action early on. Jericho talks some trash about next week's opponent, Jungle Boy. Jake Hager hasn't said a word on commentary. Guevara with multiple kicks. Big forearm heads to the top rope. Butt gets kicked down to the floor. Luchasaurus takes over the match during the break. Guevara with a spinning heel kick. Big knee. Another kick to the head. Sammy heads to the top rope. Moonsault. Nope. Standing moonsault. Nope. Tries again and gets caught by the throat. Luchasaurus plants Guevara face first, covers. That'll do it. During that little segment, after the match, Jericho and Hager run to the ring and start brawling with the Jurassic Express. All 3 members, Jericho and Jungle Boy, pair off and battle in the ring. Jericho thinks he's tossed Jungle Boy out, but he's hung on to the top rope, pulling himself back in the ring and hits a snap Hurricanrana. Marco Stunt slides in for a fake 1-2-3 count. Jericho's not happy, though, at what just happened. the Young Bucks, and he said, that don't count. See in the segment. The Young Bucks versus Santana and Ortiz, #1 contender street fight for the AEW World Tag Team titles. Before the match can get started in the ring, Santana and Ortiz sneak attack the Young Bucks. Cutler comes out to try and help, but gets powerbombed through a portion of the stage. Sammy Guevara comes out to help his Inner Circle member. A table is put up, and Santana attempts to climb up and fly, but he's sent off the stage momentarily. Matt and Nick hit the Indie Taker on Sammy on the stage. Ortiz is dropped and put on the table. Matt pushes away as Nick hits a senton off the top of the entrance. He goes for the cover. 2 count. SCU is ringside watching the match. Santana talks some trash to them, but Matt swings away at him. At TD_wrestling, at Santana_proud, and at Ortiz_powerful, wasting no time. Action back in the ring. Santana uses that loaded sock to drop both opponents. Ortiz brings in the garbage and puts it over Nick, then swings the landing sock on the can. Matt goes in with a football helmet. Dallas Cowboy helmet to block shots and hit a spear on both guys. Santana goes through a table. Ortiz with a senton cannonball to the outside, putting Nick through a table. The TD_wrestling do something gnarly at Nick Jackson. YB. Nick with a 450 splash, putting one guy through the trash can. Covers. Hager runs out and yanks the referee out to the floor to break up the pinfall. Nick goes to kick Hager and clocks Rick Knox. Justin Rhodes runs out and attacks Hager. They fight to the back. Matt and Nick drop Ortiz with a buck bomb kick to the back of the head. Young Bucks look to have it, but no referee. Aubrey Edwards runs out to make the count, but it's a 2 count. Aubrey chant from the crowd. Santana sends Nick to a table on the floor. At AEW on TNT, oh yeah, it's definitely at #Texas Street Fight right now. Which basically no rules. Matt swings away on Santana and Ortiz. Goes for a super kick, but looks like Ortiz hits a low blow on Matt. Trash can put down. Street sweeper hits. Cover. Nick pulls Aubrey out of the ring. She barks at him and gets back in the ring. Ortiz gets in the face. Are you serious? Copying the Broski, catchphrase. Santana throws some chairs in the ring. Ortiz sets 2 chairs up in the ring. Santana looks for a street sweeper, gets knocked off, and goes to a table on the floor. Nick with a cutter on the chairs, and Ortiz. Double super kicks to Ortiz. Super kick party. Matt puts a chair in front of Ortiz's face. Nick with a super kick. Meltzer driver to Ortiz on the chairs for the cover and the 3. Young Bucks by pinfall and will face SCU for the AEW World Tag Titles next week's Dynamite. After the match, SCU gets in the ring with their titles, face off with Matt and Nick. On tonight's AEW Dynamite, it was announced its next week's pay-per-view will be called Revolution. You can check out the pay-per-view logo in the photo. I'll show you 2 photos. It will take place on Saturday, February 29th, leap year in Chicago, Illinois, at the Wintrust Arena. Tickets go to sell next Friday, December 20th. During tonight's AEW Dark tapings, after Dynamite from Garland, Texas finished up, fans noticed former MLW star Teddy Hart in the crowd. As seen in this link, pictures, Hart was released from MLW last week after reportedly asking for several times. Since late November, Hart had felt disrespected by the company after they didn't back him up after allegations of his ex-girlfriend went missing in 2016. Since then, Hart has missed a few shows that caused more challenge between the 2 sides, or tension between the 2 sides. Hart also showed up in the crowd at NXT event last month while still an MLW World Middleweight Champion. After tonight's AEW Dynamite, Britt Baker won against Machiko in a dark match. Also after the show, Chris Statlander defeated Bea Priestley in a 1-on-1 action at this link. The Best Friends and Orange Cassidy beat PAC, Jack Evans, and Angelico at this link. Also noted before tonight's show, AEW World Tag Team Champions, SCU beat Private Party. These matches are scheduled to stream on NXT on next Tuesday's Dark. Vicky Guerrero will be the guest commentator. And that concludes my results for this week. AEW, NXT, and MLW, and the rest. Thanks again. Peace out. See you on the video. If you don't know, just call me, brothers and sisters.